On this week's episode of Breeze Tits. Hello,
top of the morning, evening, afternoon, and good night to one and all. We are on a little bit of a different platform. I'm trying something different out. I hope that this works well. We are utilizing our Zoom situation here. How is everybody doing today?
Wonderful.
Good.
How are you?
I see you've moved. I'm fantastic. I woke up, right? Trump's gonna be president. I'm excited. No?
Yes.
Nobody?
Yes.
No. Yes?
Yes, 100% yes.
Okay, good. Good. Matthew,
Make Hollywood great again. Make
That's
everything
good.
Great again.
Make Palisades Parkway, California great again.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Make
TikTok great again.
You make TikTok. I like that. Make social media great again.
Make wildfires great again.
Okay. Bree, why do you look like a girl that lost a flower in a field?
Because every time that someone talks, it switches to them, and it's very confusing.
Oh, you have active speaker on.
Oh.
So I'm trying
gallery. You need to have gallery on, right?
Yeah, go.
Zoom is for people that are in an office or for children in school. You know, this is really weird for me. I've never used this. Whenever we go in Zoom, it's always Jay is like the captain, and we're just like the cheerleaders watching him on the Zooms.
Nice.
Am I even in frame?
Yes.
Like the way that I appear on the screen is that only this much of me is on the camera.
No. You're plenty in frame.
Yes,
okay.
There's two things that are on your chest that shows like little pellets. Boop. Turkey's done.
My necklace?
Yeah, your necklace. Yep.
Yeah.
The rivets on your necklace. Did you fix your active?
I heard it.
Did you turn?
I pinned you, Jay. You are the one who has all four of us.
Okay, that's
so
good.
I clicked the three buttons and clicked pin.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna make everything great again. Make vaginas great again. January 20th great again.
Make sports great again.
Make transgenders great again.
No.
No, that's the other one. I think.
I am so sick of them.
You need to be more open to change.
Yes, yeah, but now we don't have to be open again for another 4 years. So I'm kind of happy about that. Because people are so fake. They'll go on the internet and be like, oh my gosh, I totally believe in your struggles and I support you entirely. Even though I'm white and I
Oh,
believe that I was a sign, I think that you are so brave and I like to like follow you and I share your
oh.
stuff. Now they don't have to do that anymore because it's not PC and it's not all happy to be different anymore. It's back to get married, have babies, clean the house. You know, that's what I'm talking about.
I think most of them are just having meltdowns now. Oh no, Trump's in office. Oh no,
I
we've
think
lost
it is,
all of our.
I think it's absolutely bonkers that Trump wasn't even in office, and he was like, "I'll bring it back real quick." Like nobody that okay. I know that we have a lot of people that love Trump that follow me. I get it. I do. What I don't get is you single-handedly, before you even took any power, destroyed the court system with a stroke of a pen or a phone call.
It's who you know.
Somehow it doesn't seem quite right now, does it?
It's a little weird. Like I was kind of happy that it was gone
Agree.
because because I would say 98% of the content that is on TikTok is utter and complete trash. We are making people that are totally talentless famous because we want to watch them hurt themselves, degrade themselves, hurt others on the internet for fun. And that's what we promote is being outrageously just terrible people. That's terrible for society in general. So when it was gone, I was like, finally, people aren't going to get famous for slapping a random person in the face, you know, but now it's back. And now that guy's going to get famous again for slapping random people.
Was gone for like what, 12 hours? The amount
That
of
was so
drama.
nice. So
was doing
I
okay.
showed Jay, well, I told Jay about a video. This chick, she is in her late 40s. She's like a quadruple X. Like she's a heifer. She's like 8 J's all together. She wore an owl onesie, only an owl onesie, to Walmart and walked around humping the shelves. She had millions of likes. This is an old woman. She's probably a grandmother at this point, wearing an owl onesie, getting famous because she humps stuff in Walmart. That's where society is. That's depressing. Like,
Well, the way that I see it is, I want to go back to that real quick. You hear these rumors, you know, Kevin O'Leary is going to buy them. Perplexity AI, which is a subsidiary of Amazon, also wants to buy it. And putting a bit, there's something worth like $9 billion, which is bonkers. They put in a bid to buy it.
Mr. Beast?
And I don't think Mr. Beast
he's
put.
talk.
Yeah, it's all talk shit. I don't think. But official Perplexity AI, Kevin O'Leary, and then the McCourt Group, Frank McCourt, who's the billionaire in New York, they all put in official bids. And ByteDance made it very, very clear we are not selling. You know, and obviously Kevin O'Leary's like, you guys know Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank. He's like, yeah, we'll take it without the algorithm. And insiders and analysts are saying, listen, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram have been trying to fine tune and get the algorithm for TikTok for the past, 10 years. And they can't do it. So you want to take the app with zero algorithm and think that you could do it. You can't, right? But people just want the name. And if you were to do that, all people are going to do is move over to RedNote. But that's assuming that they even let somebody buy it. So apparently Trump cannot keep this unbanned. He can do it right now, but one of two things has to happen. Either someone has to buy it or create new laws, right? And creating new laws in America is not something that you just go do. Because it's not just, even though Trump has control of both sides of the House or the House and the Senate, he can't just go to them and say, all right, let's do a new law. We're done. We're good. No, because there's people that are in there, Democratic and Republican, that both don't want TikTok. So you can't just make an executive order, right, and say this is good forever. This will stay on the market. It's not going to happen. Someone has to buy it. Someone. That's the only way it's going to stay on there. And Trump wants to do a 50-50 share, 50-50 split with America and China. What the fuck are we even talking about?
I always thought that was the entire setup of it, that they wanted a stake in the states wanted a stake in it. Like they wanted to own a part
China
of it,
only has
that they would have left it alone.
People don't understand China itself. China as a country only has 1% of it. 1%.
What?
That's it.
Yeah.
China only has 1% of it.
Who owns it?
A Chinese company. But China doesn't own it. It's not owned by China. It's owned by ByteDance, which had 23 other things that they do. So it's not owned by China. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about 50-50 split. You want 50% of 1%? Is that what you want? Because
Oh God, that's depressing.
I don't. So you want half of a 1%. You want 0.5% to
Here's
all
your
America.
$8 from this month. Like,
Don't spend it all at once.
See,
oh,
look, I'm going to sound like a xenophobe. I know it. I'm going to say, look, I thought about this yesterday. I gave a lot of thought about this. Do we really want Americans? Your top apps on the App Store, what do you think that they are? Just guess.
brain rot.
Well, what do you think it is? Well,
Facebook,
number one. What's number
YouTube.
one?
TikTok,
Hey,
Yep.
YouTube,
Nope.
and Facebook.
Facebook.
Nope. Try again.
Instagram?
Flappy
Nope.
Bird.
Number one is
Next,
TikTok.
no way.
Fortnite.
Number one is TikTok. Number two is Temu. You have two Chinese apps. Open up your fucking phone. Oh, Brie,
I
open
did
up.
not even think about those.
Right,
So is
you
he
have
gonna
two
ban
apps.
Temu and Shein?
If you go on the iOS store right now and you look at the two downloaded most apps, it is Temu and it is TikTok. Well, you can't see TikTok right now, so because Apple said, "Yeah, I don't give a shit what you're doing, Trump." There's a law, and we're not going to avoid that. I think it's called the PACFA, but those are the two most downloaded apps, and both of those are from China. So we are now giving our money to China. That's what we're doing.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this might be like a little conspiracy theory, but do you think that China is trying to make America all morons? And that's why they're promoting all of this nonsensical, terrible content here and then only education there? Is they're trying to make us dumb enough that we can't fight back one day?
It is a viable tactic. The Russians
Like-
try to do the same thing.
But I do not agree with that. China is not lowering the standards of education. You are. Same way we do in Belgium. We're lowering the standards of education because we have a lot of immigrants. That's what causes stupid people, not an
Oh
app.
yeah, it's so stupid. They're getting rid of so many standardized testing and all
Yeah.
this other stuff. And it's like that's important because you need to know what schools are doing well and what schools need help.
But
Like they're thinking that it looks bad on the school because their students are doing bad. Yes, that's the point. It's so we get better teachers.
But
'Cause
you
they're
can't just
teaching
blame
more
that
money.
all on immigrants, because the entire society is getting dumber. We've talked about this. They've even lowered the IQ tests. So that means, well, lowered it. They've lowered it so it still has the same results as before. But they made it easier so they can get the same results as before. That's general society being dumb.
Like
That's
Idiocracy, the movie. What do you mean we can't water our plants with Gatorade?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it's hydration.
I think it's fascinating that it's Chinese apps. It's Chinese. Okay, I'm not saying you have to take them off the market. I'm not. But if you have more people that are subscribed to Temu, to Shein, and we know all the women are buying Shein, right? Like that's all these women that are showing their tits are buying Shein. So, Dean and Tima,
Big
we have
dollars.
all of this money, all of these people invested in this app. That makes China look like good guys, right? They're providing us content, they provide the entertainment, they provide the apps. What if that is a game? Like,
I
what
never
if it
thought of
is?
Would be smart if everybody's dependent on it, and then they all of a sudden went like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna no more, done with it."
What if they say, you know what, we
Yeah.
want this app. Anybody that wants to stay on this app, you come fight on our side. If not, we're going to go attack America. That's a far fetch, but I'm just saying. I feel like people would have fought cops to get TikTok back 16 hours ago.
Yes.
Totally.
But wouldn't it make more sense to play the long game?
How long?
Well, let's say most of the users that use those apps are Americans, right? So you're now pouring money that's made in America back into China. China now uses that money to buy all your land. I don't have to
Which
fight
doing it.
anything. I'll just own
They
everything.
are.
Which are doing it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they
nobody's
are.
stopped. But nobody's stopping that.
No, I'm buying your stuff with your money that you're giving me.
Oh my goodness.
I don't have to fight anybody. I'll just buy everything. That's even
And it's
cheaper.
not only like the Temu app. That's overtly, right? Saying it right, overtly.
Yeah.
But you're doing it covertly as well, because that towel, that 259 towel in Walmart or whatever, that's also Chinese. People don't think about it.
That's different. Right, that's different, because you have a middleman in between there that Walmart says, "Hey, stop this."
Yeah.
But if you're ordering it directly from Temu, I don't. To me, as a president, what I would do is look, if China doesn't give a shit, right? It's their country, right? It has nothing to Temu and TikTok have nothing to do with China as a country. So I would just say, you know what? Because they've already passed this law. Like, this is already a law. It's the PFACATA law. They did this in Congress, right? It was part of the foreign trade bill. So it's already in there. And Apple said, in order for us to comply with this PFACTA law, I don't know how to say it correctly, we will not have that on our App Store. It's not because of Trump, it's because of the Supreme Court. Trump can go to Apple all day, but if Apple says, you know what? All right, Trump, we're with you. Yeah, they get a high five from Trump, but you know what they also don't get is a huge thumbs up from the United States government. Trump is not the government, right? Trump is the president. You are the fucking puppet for the government. That's what you are. And the most politest way of saying it, you're a puppet, okay? So I'm not saying you don't have power. It's just you just single-handedly said the Supreme Court. This is the same guy that said the justice system is messed up. This is messed up. This is the same dude, bro. It's the same dude. And now you're just saying, hey, court, you don't know. Watch this. That bothers me. As an American, that bothers me immensely. You're not even appealing it. You're just saying, I don't give a shit what you say, Supreme Court or Congress or anybody else. I'm just going to do what I want to do.
How do you think he managed that? Do you think he just picked up the phone and called a couple of the judges or whatever?
Who do
I don't know.
you call? Well,
Yeah,
that would have been TikTok that put the ban on a server, because you could still launch the app. It's not the app store, it's the server. So they shut the server down. So Trump would have called TikTok and been like, or somebody that works for Trump, hey, launch that shit. I don't care what they say. That's what it, I mean, honestly, what is Biden going to do, bro? You got like fucking 18 hours left in it. Like, you ain't going to do shit. And he was deferring it to Trump anyway. I don't know about you guys, but this really, 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 really bothers me. Like, because you are destroying what built this. Like that. And people are so fucking blindsided because he's getting inaugurated. Oh, that's great. Trump's coming in office. You know what? Wipe all the laws. Just get rid of all of them. Just start fresh, bro. Just like Subway. Eat
somebody
fresh,
decide
start
everything.
fresh. That's my motto when I'm running. Start fresh. I'm wiping all the laws.
All the laws, right?
All of them. I'm starting all over. We're going to sit down. We're going to write a big piece of paper, a big book. And I'm going to sign it.
Ooh.
Then that's going to be the laws. I'm making them all.
Paper, right?
The best.
The best paper we're
Yeah, it's the best. It's
the best. It's great. It's the best.
You got to put
It's so wonderful.
You got to touch your fingers when you do it.
It's so wonderful. It's the best. I mean,
you sound gay though. You sound like a gay Trump. You sound like a gump. Don't do it. It just bothers me, bro. Like this is the same guy that said, back in 2020, we got to do something about national security app. And then November 2024, when he's coming up for election, did you guys hear the speech? Probably nobody looked this up. He was saying it's because of the youth of America, of TikTok. He said this in December or November. Because of the youth of TikTok and the young voters is why I got elected. Okay. All right. Okay.
It's a popular thing then. Let me be.
Why? It doesn't affect your vote next year. Right? You can't get reelected. Why are you worried about grabbing their votes now? For J.D. Walsh? I'm sure he feels the same way I do about TikTok.
Well, yeah, plus those kids, most of them haven't even voted because they're underage. You have to be a certain age to vote in the U.S., and they're not that age yet.
No, they're
so them liking him on TikTok means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and we all know the heated debates I've had with a 12-year-old about politics. I can't even remember the number.
We were watching Roblox, and we were arguing back and forth.
Minecraft, man. He was building a house. I was building a castle. I said, I'm going to lead it. He said, no, I'm not. He was king. I was queen. It was politics all day, 3 hours.
Oh,
we got it sorted.
Heated debate.
Turns out we just knocked down both buildings, built one. We both ran that shit right into the ground.
You kind of have to make that intelligent heated debate, because you can have a heated debate about politics. I'm willing to bet with a 13-year-old who's just blabbing whatever somebody else whispered in his ear. But
were you already interested in politics at that age? You didn't care.
No, but
we didn't give a shit about politics in our teenage years. No. The reason why people care about politics, it's simple. It's simple. The reason why people care about politics now is because Trump is in there. When I met Brit back in 2016, she didn't give a shit about politics. When Trump came in, she was like, ooh, tell him who you wanted to vote for, Brit.
Oh, at first I wanted to vote for Hillary.
Why?
Because she was a lady. And then, well, okay, come on now. I was a victim of social media at the time. I did not have my own opinions. I was just seeing what I saw. And then talking with Jay led me to think about, why would I pick that person over the other person? Not thinking of them as like a human, but thinking of them, these are what they want to do. And I was like, well, both of them are bad. And he's like, that's the point. You have to pick which one has the least amount of bad, not based on what they look like. And I was like, oh, that's not how the news has told me to think. Like, I didn't know.
I'm gonna sound like a prick real quick. Yep. But we all have opinions, right? I'm just saying that if Kamala Harris was in office right now, TikTok would not be back. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Because she would just do what the Congress says, right? You don't have a mind. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm just saying that you would just go by with what the laws are currently. You're fresh in the office. You're trying to figure some things out. It would still be banned.
But you also have to be realistic. Even if you shut that down, you already see people flocking to the next thing. You gotta cut through everything. You gotta ban everything. Not one platform. You have to go all in.
You don't think that's overreach?
You want to solve the problem or not? Just banning one platform moves the problem to the next one. It's not solving anything.
When you're saying ban the
That's like
platform, you're talking about all Chinese platforms, or you're talking about all social media?
social media in general.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because the way I'm seeing it now is you banning TikTok, that's fine, but that's like your roof is leaking, and instead of fixing
When
the
you say
roof, you're
ban,
putting a bucket under.
when you say ban, right? You're talking about like when you say social media. Give
Yes.
me more examples. Are we talking Twitch, YouTube? You're talking
Twitch,
everything?
Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff. Bye-bye. We don't need it.
Remove it all. Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram,
Yes. Yes.
all of it.
Yes.
All of society has gone downhill since those were introduced. They
I
were
agree.
supposed to make us all closer and happier. Now kids don't have real friends. People don't go outside. People do things not because they want to, but because they want attention from someone who lives nowhere near them. It's a problem. It's like a parasite.
I think that's a popularity contest. Everybody wants to be. I want to be popular. I feel like everybody wants friends, right? And where else to find friends on the internet? Where else to also find trolls? I promise you'll find more trolls, more bad people on the internet than you will good people. That could be just generally speaking that us as human beings we're terrible, right? Like
We're inherently bad.
But it is the easiest way
more
to
bad
get a lot of
people out there
attention.
than there is good. Let's just be clear.
Yes.
Let's be clear about that.
In the right
It's the
situation,
easiest way to
we
get a
are
lot
all
of
bad
attention,
people.
right?
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Well, yeah, look at TikTok people. Oh, I just got on this platform and I got 10,000 followers. Right. You're okay. Well, it's like
Because you're standing in front of a lamp with clear pants, Linda.
That's
Like
right.
Oops.
Always Linda.
Lamp Linda. Linda the lamp.
Yes.
You know,
People don't care about what's up here. People care about what you'll reveal on the internet for free.
is absolutely accurate. It's either you have something really good to give, whether that look, information has gotten so bad on social media. It's so bad because now what they're doing is Bree did this the other day. If we're talking right now, and instead of showing us, we show a how-to video, we will get more views, we'll get more engagement, we'll get more everything across the board. What people are doing with shorts now is it'll be a person talking on the top or on the left or on the bottom, whatever. And then on the right is a random video that has no correlation at all to what the guy is saying. So in theory, this is like a psychops thing too, where I play something for you, but I show you something different. The thing that I show you is super, you got to look this up. The thing that I show you, or the video that I'm showing you, is more interesting than what I'm saying. However, because you're sitting through watching that, everything I'm saying is actually sinking.
Yeah.
It's you don't know it. It's just your mind is working two things. Wow, that is visually appealing. Okay, I don't even know what he's saying, but it doesn't matter because it's going in your ear. It's going in there. It's planting the seed. So Bree did this with the review. It looked cool. She's doing.
That's why we tried it.
She's showing it, and sure enough, there's no downdrop of that. Her showing the box opening, that stays at 61%. Once the box opening goes away, it drops. This is coming from content creators. So we're telling you how people's mindsets are. So if in 30 seconds on a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook short, you pick it, right? If it's a woman talking about bananas or cucumbers, but she's wearing pasties, do you really think you give a shit about how to make a cake or how to peel a banana? No, you're looking at what's appealing, and that is what's on the internet. That is not information. That's, for lack of better words, toxicity.
Yeah, Jay brought it up, how people are doing videos like that now, where they show something while they are just speaking. So I was like, let me try it. I can't believe that it actually showed a positive result up until the video was gone. That's fascinating.
It's crazy.
It makes sense.
It's when I was showing Tell Happy's thing, right? we were all talking in the corners. We had more views during that because it's not that we're boring. People want to be visually stimulated on the internet because they can't go outside and go to Palisades Parkway and go drive, which makes sense, right? If you're in Belgium, obviously you can't be there or whatever. You're in Jersey. I understand that. But it could be me giving you information about an out the front knife and I'm talking about it, but I'm showing it down below. That makes sense because that is about this. But people are now talking about how to make chicken marsala while showing you how to take the knife out of this.
You are so right, because there are some videos that I watch that there's a certain part of Reddit where you can like do questions and then people respond. So people take those answers and turn it into a YouTube video. So they're like, what's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you at work? And then it goes into the answers. But on the screen, it's people cutting marshmallows.
Yep.
Or people peeling an orange
Yep.
to make a rose.
Yep.
Or people sewing buttons in a certain pattern. Or like dominoes falling. Like it's always moving, constantly. Nothing about the content that they're talking
That's like your mind. Your mind is sorry, Maddie, but your mind is ADHD. Okay, it needs to see something, but your brain, the other part of your brain that's taking in information, doesn't matter what's on the screen. Let me just hear it.
Yeah, because if I'm just listening, I would turn that off.
It's like the same thing of learning a language, right? If anybody takes earbuds, you could do this in your house. Take earbuds and start playing Mandarin Chinese while you're sleeping, and someone that's translating it. Within 10 days, you'll know Mandarin. While you're sleeping, you're dreaming. Your mind is already preoccupied with dreaming and sleeping and breathing and all that other shit, right? But it's still taking in what you're listening to.
You think that's something that came from? Because I came across, don't know what platform, came across a cooking video. Now, for almost the entire thing, her boobs are in the way. They're literally.
Did you watch it?
She's cutting and it's like this and it's t-shirt and she spills on the t-shirt.
Did you watch it?
And whatever. Watched it. I still don't know what she was cooking.
Right.
There you go. There you go. I was just about to ask that.
That's it. It's. Did you know that they did a study back in the early 90s when internet, AOL, right? AOL came out with this study. I don't even know if they still exist. That the first 8 seconds you visit a website or a video or watch a movie, the first 8 seconds you decide whether or not you are going to spend time there. 8 seconds, bro. 8. I'm sure that now 8 seconds is probably 4, considering the shorts and everything, but it's under 10 seconds. You have 6 seconds to grab somebody's attention, and Vine did that very well. Very well.
I love that app. That app died. It was so cool at the time because it was fun. It was jokes. Like, it was never like hurting people or hurting yourselves ever. It was just stupid content that was fun, like for anybody. And people would be like, do it for the Vine.
But see,
like, oh, yeah,
okay, but here's the problem: is you have to understand, Bree, is when we were kids, right? Maddie, Jorn, we watched Thrasher films, Friday the 13th, right? You couldn't get any darker. This shit is bloody. What? Right? Where do you go from here? They'll never put faces up. Wait, well, that's where I'm going. They'll never put faces of death on movie. They'll never make a movie that is like rotten.com. Never. Then here comes gore. Okay. All right. Where do we go from here? Let's show more gore. Let's show people getting hippoed. No, that'll never happen. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Clockwork Orange. What's that other one with the guy, the Serbian Serbian film?
I love that one. That one is way too long of a scene.
Right, but I'm just saying you have okay, I spit on your grave. You have that. What's next? I could tell you what's next, but what I say, you're not gonna like. But I know. Take that.
I know what you're saying.
Take that. They said that they'll never have kids get killed on movies. look at the last Rambo, 2008 or 2012. Kids dying on things. So what's the next step? The problem is with the internet is there is no next step. We have to. It's not Vine anymore. What, I'm alone? You can't do that. It has to grab more attention. How do you do that? Tits. What's next? Penetration. Porn. But a lot of these states already nipped that in the bud.
Look at video clips.
What's that?
Look at video clips for music video clips. Like the one.
Oh, yeah. How much they're revealing you're talking about?
There's actually Rammstein has some where there is actual sex in the video.
What?
I don't think you guys can see the unfiltered version, but the original video has sex in it.
Jay did a review on the Tata towel for your nether regions for men.
Mm-hmm.
It got taken down. He got a flag on
58,000 views in 1 minute.
And it's like these people do music videos and reveal their lips and like their nipples, and Jay gets in trouble for showing no nudity.
Yeah.
But for promoting something that has to do with genitalia.
And functioning. It's not like I was just showing my balls on the screen to show my testicles. Didn't matter.
Meanwhile, the guy that's shaving his asshole.
That's okay, though. You know why that's okay? Because that's educational, and the guy is he plays for the other team. So we got to be more careful about that. We have to, Yeah, we watched the video on YouTube, the monetized one, where the guy's got his rectum and his balls are hanging in front of the camera. And that's okay, but my testy towels isn't?
Yeah, that's messed up. I mean, you actually were doing a review of the product, and we were very careful. We went frame by frame, making sure there was nothing visible. Yet it was not allowed.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, so you know what? Bring TikTok back. Bring I'm glad this year I'm starting a business and I'm trying to step away from this. I'm not saying that I'm going to totally get away from it, but where we're about to go in this social media realm, I'll tell you what would be nice, though. We can talk about other things. You guys want to talk about other things. I'll tell you what would be nice, though, if Elon Musk actually buys TikTok. Because I know he's interested.
Because he'll ruin it.
Merge it with
I don't think he'll ruin it.
Keep it separate.
I don't think he'll ruin it, but he made a good point. He was like, oh, it's nice. I think the First Amendment, I think that's because he wants to buy it, but he made a really good point, and I don't think anybody picked it up. He said, in America, we have the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, which we know he was big on, right, with the X and the Twitter. So we should allow apps like TikTok. However, what we do need to look at is why we allow TikTok here and X is banned in China.
Yeah, or why our TikTok is not visible in China.
Well, yeah, right. They have a different version. It's such a valid point. So if they can filter and they can censor in your country, so great. Why don't we do the same thing?
What's the app where in China it's almost exclusively school stuff and everything?
TikTok.
Is that TikTok?
That is
Yes.
Their version? Yeah.
And only
and
educational
their
content.
version of our TikTok is Doimaya, Diouiuma. Duamea is their version of what that's also made by TikTok, but that's the non-educational TikTok.
But isn't that the same for Facebook? They have their own version of that as well. Or
Yeah,
Google, they have their own.
That's the QQ.
That's also, yeah.
Yeah. But they have all their shit separated, but we don't. Because we're relying on these companies. We have the money here. We have, I don't know about the most. We have so many billionaires here and investors. And check this out. You guys want me to stop? Because I'm getting. So Jeff Yass, right, is an American dude. Okay, Yeason, whatever. He donated $39 million to Donald Trump during his campaign. He's also one of the board of directors at TikTok.
Huh. Hmm.
I run an app.
Oh,
I'm running the Haze app. Oh no, the government bans it. But Jorn is going to give me $300 million while I'm running for president. So I'm just going to do what Jorn wants me to do now. That's a true story, by the way. That's not a conspiracy. You can look that up. Jeff Yeast, whatever, however you say it. Donation Trump. So Jeff makes a call to Trump and says, hey, you know, I'm a big investor over here on TikTok, and I'm an American citizen, and I dropped all this money. You think you could unlock this? Sure. Whatever. It's no big deal. What the fuck? Sell out. And people want to give me shit.
That's how Elon got in power, is because he donated a whole bunch of money. Because now all of a sudden he's part of the government? This dude who's just a random guy?
Not even that. You're making Sylvester Stallone, the Hollywood crew. What the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, what? It's not like we have a homeless problem, right? Or an immigrant. Go back to the immigration problem. Go talk about some shit that can help this country. I don't understand how unbanning TikTok helps America. How does that help us? You have less people go out, less people go get jobs. Yeah? Because everybody can go on TikTok and make money from China, right? China doesn't give a shit. They're getting your information, whatever. You don't want to go work at Publix because I could do a 2-hour stream on TikTok and make whatever, $30. How does that help us?
Doesn't.
Okay. Make America great again. That's your fucking punchline. Then do it.
But it gets even worse because then you got the next generation that's gonna be worse than this generation because they see people not going to work, not having a job, but just doing stuff on social media.
Difficult for people like Jorn who want to come here and come work here because he can't do it, but there's plenty of jobs for him. So which visa was it, Jorn? The special visa
E5?
No, not E5. Which one was it? E1?
The workers?
Yeah, specialized worker. E1, right? So now a specialized worker would be a guy that works at McDonald's. Because no one here knows how to fucking work at McDonald's.
No.
It's no longer doctors and drinks. I'm sorry, I'm getting pumped up because it just... I love this country. I love it so much. And you want to come in, you want to help it. I love that. Do it. Unbanning TikTok is not fixing America. I'm sorry. I don't see it. We're not making any money from it. It is okay. All right. Whatever, bro. I'm sorry.
That's because TikTok is something that's not essential to us, right? We don't. It is not. It's not essential in your life. You don't need TikTok to survive.
I'm a content creator, though, Maddie. I'm a content creator. I'm one of the people on TikTok. Remove it.
But with the next generation, I don't know. It could go both ways, Matthew, because, I mean, we're the generation and then even older people that still use Facebook, right? But with every generation, they're not usually interested in what their parents are using. So the next generation is probably going to veer away from TikTok because they no longer think that's cool because, well, their parents are using it.
That's a good point.
Like Facebook.
That's
Facebook's
a good point.
For moms. Yeah. Pinterest is for grandmas. Like,
so we don't know what that is. Then is what you're saying, Jorn?
Not yet. Not yet.
So it could die out on its own.
Could be. There's been
good, not good because history. Hold on. History will repeat itself if you don't correct it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pinterest, great point. Nobody uses that except for cooking people. And nobody cooks anymore because they order fast food. Okay, so
yes,
right? You had Facebook. The kids today use TikTok. Well, Instagram before Facebook.
Instagram is also for moms.
Right, but I'm. What came first, Instagram or Facebook? Instagram, right? No, Facebook. Facebook, then Instagram, right? Okay. So you have those, and they slowly wean them off. Yeah, and now they move to TikTok. So the question is what's that next app? What we all need to invest in whatever that is
today in the Haze app.
No.
I have to take into account that people are getting dumber by the generation, right? I can see where if the intelligence level would stay the same, people would go like, well, we've thought about it. We've had enough of this stuff. It's toxic. It's no good. We're going
But
back
they
to
did that now,
the olden
though.
days.
They did that now, though. That's why TikTok was banned. Well, one of the reasons, but that's why the Facebook went to court with with the Kennedys, right? That is why. So
I think that social media should be banned for anybody that goes to a school. If you go to a school, you are not allowed to have social media because that's toxic for the school in
any
general
age
and
bracket,
for the
any age,
people.
you mean high
Any
school?
age bracket. If
You're
you're
saying
in
high
school, you
school.
do not get social media.
When you're saying
Pause.
when you're saying school, though, are you referencing college or high school?
All of it. You're not making any interpersonal connections with actual humans. You're making connections with people online. You're not learning people skills. You don't know how to talk to people. You probably don't even know how to ask for help in a supermarket.
You know how you fix
Like,
it? Don't ban anything. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brie. Go ahead. Go.
oh no,
Supermarket.
I was going to say that the values placed on social media are so much higher than the values of actual skill. It came up recently because this one chick, she is fantastic at cycling and at triathlon, and she got beat out for a spot for a team by someone who has a bigger social media following who has worse scores.
Mm.
But she has over 1 million followers, so she got the position.
Mm.
It's really messed up.
Also,
Not at all. I don't like that.
they're also making weak-minded children.
Well, people don't. When I was young, it was
And
like,
nobody's
oh,
sticking up for that. Hold on, Brie. And nobody's sticking up for that person that lost the position that's better?
if there's not enough voice. More people care about the girl who dresses
How'd
like
that work
a
out for
slut.
transgenders, though? They didn't have a big voice, that 1%. They seem to move fucking mountains.
I think
Yeah,
it's because people feel bad for them. Kind of like if like a special person was running for a position in office, people would vote for them just because they feel bad. Like, ooh, you're mentally retarded. Let me just.
Yeah, and if you look at it in the way of sports, like the swimmer and the weightlifter and whatever, they kind of got away with it because of the female teammates not want to be inclusive and not want to have a man win what
Yes.
they fought for. They got canceled. Not the dude in the swimsuit claiming to be a chick.
Yeah, I'm a bigot. That's what it turned into. And it's like, no, I'm just trying to save the sport. But actually, there was a bill that passed which doesn't allow men to compete in women's sports in extracurricular activities. So like if you belong to a school, you can't have a girl compete on the boys swim team, which would never happen. But like or a boy compete on the girls whatever volleyball team. It's unallowed. It's in every state now. Like it's a thing. Like I think that should be implemented throughout every single sport, not just schools. But I think it's a good start.
It's such a contradiction because on one side they all go, "Oh, men and women are exactly the same. We need to have the same rules, the same wages, the same everything." And then on the other spectrum of that, they kind of want the opposite of that because then you're claiming that. How do you reconcile those two?
A man with a penis who thinks that he's a woman thinks that he's better than a biological woman. That is a mental condition. You are not better than me because you think that you should have a vagina. What is wrong
fair.
with you?
It's not.
Why are we applauding that?
Not fair. It's not fair.
No, not at all. So someone said, this is a new theory, is that if you start HRT at like ages 12 or whatever, and you never actually go through male puberty, that you have less testosterone and hormones in your body than a biological woman, which means that you should be able to compete against them. The number one argument to that is that you're still different. Your skeletal structure, your muscular structure, all of that is still completely different. Hormones are irrelevant at that point. You have the physical structure to do different stuff. Like,
Plus, you've had the first 12 years of testosterone.
it's just
And
so
you're playing a chemical game, right? You're at that point. You're saying, okay, body, you're not what you think you are. Let me give you a bunch of medicine to make you what you feel like. But what happens? What's the long-term use of that, right? What? Nobody knows. No, nobody knows. Okay, I'm not talking about 5 years. What's that?
There's no case
There's no
studies on
studies,
that.
right? There's the same thing with vaping. There's no studies, right? You got to go 50 years, 60 years to know what is really happening. Ozempic, right? Bree found out the other day that the heart is shrinking on Ozempic.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. They
The
did
heart
a
is
study
shrinking.
recently that found out that heart muscles are shrinking in size on long-term use of Ozempic.
Not good.
Which means that eventually your heart will not be large enough to help your body live.
And that's been how many years that the people have been on Ozempic? 4 years?
A few years,
And
yeah.
that damage is permanent or
Yes,
reversible?
it's permanent. It permanently shrinks your muscle.
Irreversible. So that's 4 years. What happens in 30? What happens in 50? Oh, buddy. Oh. They say that the cancers we developed, right, over all these years is because of what's outside, what human beings have created, which we cannot disagree with. But now you're putting something in your body where you know this will cause problems in 40 years. But instead, you're not looking in hindsight. You're looking right now. I get to be skinny right now. Okay.
Is there a difference with people? I don't know how it would cause any difference because it was originally designed for fighting diabetes.
Diabetes. Yep.
Yeah, diabetes. So is it the same result for a person that has diabetes and using it that way?
Same.
Or it's same result?
Yeah, same thing with the heart. Yep. Same thing. It's just the side effect of it. And that's a bad side effect, right? Smaller heart? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All of our hearts are different sizes.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Not good.
The only thing is, the person that has diabetes, he has a legit reason to take the Ozempic. The other one,
it's worth the risk. I mean, you could just die from not having
stuff less in his mouth and walk more or whatever.
Yeah, that's the next question. Now, the people that are using it as a medicine, where it's intended for, like people that have diabetes, they probably have a legal point of view that they can actually sue the company. But all the other people are now using it for weight loss, what is not really the intent of the drug, can you still sue? Because you're not using the drug.
You can always sue. Right? You can always sue. You can sue anybody for anything. Whether or not you'd win, I'm sure that somewhere in there's a use at your own risk for a secondary off-label. You know, I'm sure somewhere in there. You ever watch the American commercials where they show you, and at the end, the last 20 seconds is dedicated to telling you all the side effects, and that's just a blip, right? Like that's the main side effect.
Taking this drug might make you go blind, might make you lose all of your toes, might make your nose fall off, might make your tongue not work, might make your uterus.
You take a pill. I'm not joking. They have pills for erectile dysfunction. The main side effect is erectile dysfunction.
But like permanent erectile dysfunction. Like you can never get a hard-on again.
That's a wrap, bro.
We fixed it. We pushed you in either or direction.
Do not use radio under shower. Okay. That was actually a real one, I think. Was a plug-in radio, and somewhere in the warnings was you shouldn't use that when it's plugged in the shower or something. That was a real thing on a real product.
It's more of a guideline than an actual rule.
Well,
use at your own risk. It's fine.
I think we see less of that because it's so difficult to sue somebody here.
Once and for all, we're going to end the reign of a failed and corrupt political establishment in Washington, a failed administration. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to stop the invasion of our borders. We're going to reclaim our wealth. We're going to unlock the liquid gold that's right under our feet, liquid gold. We're going to bring back law and order to our cities. We're going to restore patriotism to our schools, get radical left, woke ideologies the hell out of our military and out of our government.
Good.
And we are going to make America great again. I want to thank the tens of thousands of incredible men and women who have come from all over the nation to take part in this very special moment. And I just heard in watching some of the coverage that there are rallies like this taking place all over the country. People are happy. People are happy. It's been a long time. None of this would have been possible without you and the millions of hardworking citizens who have joined our cause. You know, right over there, just noticed a group of beautiful ladies, beautiful women from North Carolina, right here too.
Just go grab him by the pussy.
I don't know how the hell they've been to 167 rallies. You believe it? You think their husbands are happy about that? I don't know.
Oh, Trump.
But they look beautiful. They're incredible people, and they
He still looks good for his age, right?
Very much.
Yeah, he
looks
does.
good. I mean, that's
And up
good.
Here I see we have front row Joes all over the place. Uncle Sam, Mr. Wall. Oh boy, oh boy. But we've been
looks
through
skinnier.
so much together, and for the next 4 years, I will fight for you every single day. We're going to be fighting for you. This is the greatest political movement in American history. And 75 days ago, we achieved the most epic political victory our country has ever seen. That's what they say. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in many, many years.
Up.
We swept all 7 swing states by big numbers.
That's a big achievement, that popular vote, man. That's a big one, bro.
We won
Big one.
Pennsylvania, we won Georgia, we won North Carolina, we won Michigan, we won Wisconsin, we won Arizona, we won Nevada. We won them all by historic margins, and we won the great state of Florida by 13 points. Nobody's done that ever.
There you go.
And a record that will never be broken. All 50 states shifted toward the Republican Party, the first time that that's ever happened. All 50 states. We won the largest number of African American voters in Republican Party history.
Good.
We won more Hispanic American votes than any Republican has ever gotten before by a lot. And we won Latino men and women, and on top of that, youth, men, women, urban, suburban, rural, and people from everywhere in between are joining us in record numbers. We've never had anything like this. Too big to rig, that's what I used to say. Too big to rig. We made it to Oh, and they tried. They tried. It was too big. Around 9:02, they just said, let's get the hell out of here. This isn't working. They were swamped, to put it nicely. We also took back the U.S. Senate. We had some great people running. And the House Republicans won their largest popular vote majority in presidential year since 1928. We had a lot of people voting.
Whoa.
So the Senate, the House Republicans, we got all 3 of them. A little bit close on those 2. Senate's in great shape. House Republicans, actually, they both have great leaders. They both have great people heading. John Thune is fantastic. And if you look at Mike Johnson, he's got a pretty tight majority, but actually it's very tight, but it's very good because we vote unified. We're really voting unified, and so it doesn't make much difference. In the election of 2024, which will be the most consequential election in American history, we not only won a mandate, but we built a new American majority that will lead our country to unparalleled success for generations to come. That's what we want to do. And someday, in 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, some of these young people are going to say, I remember Donald Trump, he did a good job. He set us on his way. He told us, he gave us a path. Our new administration will inherit disasters at home and abroad, an economy plagued by inflation and high interest rates, a catastrophic border crisis. Nobody can believe they let people in. They have an open border policy. Do you think that makes sense? Open borders. Anybody wants to. Jails, prisons, mental institutions.
How about that?
Being
No one's having a
emptied
hard time.
right through that ugly open border. A government that cannot care for its citizens in a time of emergency. Look at what's happening in Los Angeles. Look at what's happening in North Carolina. They've treated them so badly. In a planet on the brink of World War III. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But starting tomorrow, I will act with historic speed and strength and fix every single crisis facing our country. We have to do it. We're not going to have a country.
In one day?
Yeah, he's
Before
talking
even
about like
taking
100
office,
executive orders.
You are
more than
already
100.
seeing
200
results
is what it's at right now.
that nobody expected to see. Everyone is calling it I don't want to say this, it's too braggadocious, but we'll say it anyway. The Trump effect. It's you. You're the effect. Since the election, the stock market has surged and small business optimism has soared a record 41 points to a 39-year high. Bitcoin has shattered one record high after another.
Ooh, that just went up. I just.
Let me check my Bitcoin real quick.
Investing between 20 and 40 billion dollars in the United States, and SoftBank, another great company, has pledged between 100 and 200 billion dollars. These are all investments that are only being made because of the fact that we won the election. Can create jobs for hundreds of thousands, even millions of Americans. Today I spoke with Tim Cook of Apple. He said they're going to make a massive investment in the United States because of our big election win. And as of today, TikTok is back. So, you know, I did a little TikTok thing. We have a guy, TikTok Jack. He's a young kid, like 21 years old. And we hired this guy, and I went on TikTok. Can you believe what I'll do to win an election? And we went on TikTok, and Republicans have never won the young vote, the youth vote. They win a lot of votes.
There it is.
I
was just talking about this.
We won the youth vote by 36 points. So I like TikTok. I like it.
Because now it's helping?
I like it. I had a slightly good experience, wouldn't you say?
Slightly.
Lost it by 40 points. Not so long ago, we won it by 36 points. That's a very big spread. But I said we need to save TikTok because we're talking about a tremendous... Who in this audience goes with TikTok? Many? Yeah, very popular. And frankly, we have no choice. We have to save it. A lot of jobs. We don't want to give our business to China. We don't want to give our business to other people.
You're doing...
And I said, you know, TikTok without my approval, meaning the president's approval, because Congress gave the president the right to make a deal, do whatever he wants. And they did that a long time ago when they had a different president. They didn't know that I was going to be the president, I guess. So I said, very simply, a joint venture. So if TikTok is worth nothing, zero, without an approval, you know, if you don't approve, they're out of business, they're worth nothing. If you do approve, they're worth like $1 trillion. They're worth some crazy number. So I said, I'll approve, but let the United States of America own 50% of TikTok. I'm approving on behalf of the United States.
Not going to do it. I'm telling you right now.
So they'll have a partner, the United States, and they'll have a lot of bidders, and the United States will do what we call a joint venture. And there's no risk. We're not putting up any money. All we're doing is giving them the approval, without which they don't have anything. So I don't know. It sounds like that works. What do you think? Good? Think so. So whether you like TikTok or not, we're going to make a lot of money. Perhaps most beautiful of all, this week we achieved an epic ceasefire agreement as a first step toward lasting peace in the Middle East. And this agreement could only have happened as a result of our historic victory in November. That was some victory. Was that great? I don't even know which was greater, 2016 or this one. I think this one. Look, Honest Abe Lincoln. We have Honest Abe. We have Uncle Sam. You know, Uncle Sam shook my hand about 2 months ago. He's got the strongest grip I've ever. You are a strong man. I said, what the hell was that? But I'm glad to report that the first hostages have just been released. And who knows what's going to happen? I know that Biden is saying that they made the deal. Well, you know. I mean, that deal should have done. First of all, it would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. There was not even a thought of it. Iran was broke. They had no money for Hezbollah. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money. They were broke, totally broke, and they would have never done anything. But they did it, you know. I like to think back to the past. I said, if only the election weren't rigged, all the things that would have happened, that would have been so good, but it was.
Yep,
We're not
there he
going to let
goes.
that happen again.
There he goes again.
I want to thank my friend Steve Witkoff, who I think is here. I know he made a beautiful speech. I heard he made a great speech. But he's an amazing guy. I said, I got to get myself a negotiator. We have to get a good negotiator. A lot of guys are knowledgeable, but they can't negotiate. They don't have the personality or whatever. And Steve does, and Steve's a great negotiator, very successful guy. But he's our new special envoy to the Middle East for helping reach this great breakthrough, and really couldn't have been done without Steve. Where is Steve Witkoff? Is he around here someplace? Because he was so great. There he is. Hello, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. What a job. Our incoming administration has achieved all of this in the Middle East in less than 3 months without being president. We've achieved more without being president than they've achieved in 4 years with being president.
Well, then it's not you, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but
just imagine all of the good things that we will accomplish together with 4 more years in the White House, and we're going to do a lot of things. You're going to see something tomorrow. You're going to see executive orders that are going to make you extremely happy.
Do vaping. Do vaping.
Right?
Do vaping.
We have to set our country on the proper course. By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers will in some form or another be on their way back home. Think of it. We've allowed millions and millions of people into our country through open borders. No checks, no vetting, no anything. Millions and millions of people. And lots of those people are murderers. 52% of them killed more than one person. Other than that, they're quite fine. They're nice people. These are rough people. Remember, I used to say these people are rough. And they would say, no, these are illegal immigrants. They're very safe. I said, they're not safe. Look at what's happened with Venezuela, where they're sending these gangs in and they're taking over apartment complexes in Colorado and then cutting off the fingers of a man who had the nerve and desire to call the police. He said, you want to call the police? Bah, guess what? You have no fingers.
You're already
What?
People,
yeah, it's focus, man.
Country. They're out.
Wow, you got no fingers.
The border security measures I will outline in my inaugural address tomorrow will be the most aggressive, sweeping effort to restore our borders the world has ever seen. You know, we had the best, safest border in the history of our country. You remember that with the great chart that I put up. I don't even know if they have that chart now. Maybe they do. These guys are good. Maybe they do. Who that? I don't know. I didn't tell them I was going to do this. I didn't tell, but we have some very good people, but I didn't say. But we had a chart, and I looked to my right, and then they said, ooh, that hurt. What the hell was that? I still have that throbbing feeling in my ear. Oh, there it is. Look at it. These people are amazing. I didn't tell them I was doing that. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's all over the place. I love that. That is the most beautiful piece of paper I've ever seen in my life.
This guy with his paper fetish.
Oh my God!
But
Yeah,
if you
he's
look at that chart and you look at the red arrow on the bottom, that's the single lowest we ever had in history, at least recorded history, of illegals pouring into our country. We had done a great job, and then they took over, and look what happened. It's like an Elon Musk rocket ship going up.
One
Reminds
just
me of Elon,
exploded.
his
Maybe
rocket
don't
ships.
use that.
Look at that. Look at the difference. And it just continued and continued, and we're taking in people that shouldn't be here. They come in from prisons, from jails. They shouldn't be here. Mental institutions. I used to mention, and the press would always excoriate me, I'd say the late, great Hannibal Lecter came into our country today. Silence of the Lambs. Anybody see that movie? Lovely movie.
what the fuck?
Lovely
And when
movie.
people went to the voter booth, they said, we don't want Hannibal Lecter in our country. The press would say, why is he bringing up Hannibal Lecter? That was a fictitious character. Actually, they're not so fictitious. We have people in our country that are probably worse that we allowed in. But we will quickly reestablish control of our sovereign territory and borders. We will expel every single illegal alien, gang member, and migrant criminal operating on American soil, and remove the savage gang Tren de Aragua from the United States. Here's a little video for you to see about this gang. Go ahead. That's what we allowed in, and they're nice people compared to some of them. They're nicer than others. These are really vicious people, gang members.
They didn't show it.
And many, many people from prisons, and crime all over the world is down. You know why? Because they got their criminals into the United States of America. You look at Venezuela, they've emptied their prisons into our country.
Are we good, or do we want to watch the rest of
He
it?
plugs the video. He's like, if you look at the right, there's the video.
Their leaders, they
Are we good, or are we watching the rest of this? We're good?
As soon as I heard they were
No?
going to have
Oh, you want to watch the rest of it?
You do that, every prison all over the world is going to be emptied out into our country. They come in from the Congo. The Congo's big on emptying their prisons. The only thing good
That's the
about it is
Belgians
they
about
make
the
our
Congo.
criminals look like
No,
really
no.
nice people.
We don't own any anymore.
These people
It's-
are vicious people.
We're done.
All over the world.
We
Not
left.
just South America, all over the world they come, from mental institutions and from jails and prisons. With our actions tomorrow, my administration will deliver justice for every family whose loved one has been stolen from them by migrant crime, including Laken Riley, Rachel Morin, Jocelyn Nungari, Kayla Hamilton, and every other precious American soul that we have lost to these animals. Their memories will live in the hearts forever, in our hearts forever, and we will never, ever forget them. And their contribution, I told their mothers who were devastated, their parents, their fathers, they're devastated. They'll never be the same. They'll never be the same. But I said, your daughter has made a major contribution. Your son has made a major contribution. There are hundreds and even thousands of victims of this horrible atrocity. And you add those numbers to the numbers of crime that we're already going through the roof, and it's something that you wouldn't even believe. Do you remember I did the debate, and I had David Muir from ABC saying, no, crime has gone down. I said, no, it's gone through the roof. Crime has gone through the roof, David. No, crime has gone down. I said it's gone through the roof. And then he goes, I disagree with that. The next day they announced that crime was up like 40%. This guy is... The whole thing is it's so bad. You can't even imagine how anybody could be for these things of, think of it, open borders, prisons, and mental institutions, men playing in women's sports, transgender for everyone.
There you go.
Transgender. And very soon we'll begin the largest deportation operation in American
Of
history.
transgenders.
Right?
Even larger than President Dwight Eisenhower, who has the record right now. And we're going to end the Biden war on American energy and unleash our energy resources to quickly defeat inflation and achieve the lowest cost of energy and electricity on Earth.
Wow.
And we're going to be using our emergency powers to allow countries and entrepreneurs and people with a lot of money build big plants, AI plants. We need double the energy that we already have, and it's going to end up being more than that.
What's an AI?
We're going to
Processing
slash
power. Like the Bitcoin mines, I guess?
Environmental regulations that are really put in there in order to stop progress in this country. We're going to also slash something else, the waste in our bloated federal bureaucracy. We will create the new Department of Government Efficiency, headed by a gentleman named Elon Musk, who's here someplace. I don't know where.
Oh my God, that's his position?
He's here someplace.
That is dumb.
Gonna hire 70% of them.
Okay, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Elon fired his, like, part of his coding team because AI could do it. It had no gains. It was just stable. He hired the people back. What? He's talking?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Wow.
Sorry,
What?
Lex just followed me on the stage here. He's a very enthusiastic supporter, as you can
What's
see.
his name?
Alexis?
No, he's called X.
Like Twitter?
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to.
This
making
guy's so
a lot of
weird.
changes.
He is such
He
a
is.
weird. He's a weird talker.
I think he is
This
AI.
victory is the start, really. What matters going forward is to actually make significant changes, cement those changes, and set the foundation for America to be strong for a century, for centuries, forever. So. And make America great again. Yeah.
The kid on stage makes him more human.
Yeah.
Oh, he happened to go on stage with
So
you?
Right? I'm pretty sure he's an alien. Like,
Thank you.
Thank you, Elon.
the kid was kind of cute.
You know, I always say we have to be protective of our geniuses because we don't have too many, but that one is a good one. Now, I watched his rocket come down about 3 months ago, and I thought it was crashing. I was talking to somebody on the phone. By the way, same thing happened yesterday. It came down, and it was captured so beautifully. It came down, it's tumbling, it's a mess, it's going down. I say, oh, look at that thing, that's a disaster. And then it gets like a couple of miles away from Earth, and all of a sudden, the engines start going on, the things start, and then I see it coming in and landing in the gantry, and I'm watching it, I'm saying, oh, it's gonna crash, oh, but those engines came out and they blew the fire all over the place, and all of a sudden, those two big arms.
Why are you
came
laughing,
and hugged
Jordan?
it like you would hug your little baby.
I am 100% sure it
landed,
did
and nobody's
crash.
been able to do that
Like,
but him.
pretty darn
And
sure.
He's a great guy. and
No,
we
the
have
last
him
one, the last two,
and
they
Vivek
got.
and some great people working on a thing called.
John, why are you
Pulse.
laughing?
And he's got the credibility to do it too. We're gonna do.
You
things
love
that are
this?
really
He loves
amazing.
he loves
But he went
describing
out to
stuff. It's
Pennsylvania
like,
after
okay,
that.
just
He
show the
landed that
footage,
rocket
man.
nobody had
Just
ever
not
seen.
do
By the way,
movements.
China can't do it. Russia can't do it or come close. It'll be 10 years before they can do it. And the U.S. can't do it except for him. And it's pretty amazing. But he did that, and then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote-counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was
He knows
pretty
the
good.
first
so thank
one.
you to Elon. And his son's name, who's cute as a button, his son's name is X. He's the only guy who could get away with the name X. But his son is a great guy. One thing we know, his son is
Like
smart.
5.
If you believe in the racehorse theory, he's got a nice, smart son. But thank you very much to Elon and everybody. We've had so much help. Every radical and foolish executive order of the Biden administration will be repealed within hours of when I take the
Everybody's
oath of
fired.
office.
The Apprentice. You're fired.
Oh, you're going to have a lot of fun watching television.
Sure.
You're right.
Somebody said yesterday, sir, don't sign so many in one day. Let's do it over a period of weeks. I said, like hell, we're going to do it over weeks. We're going to sign them at the beginning.
I want to hear what he
Nice papers.
I want to hear what he does about vaping.
You know that old story. Let's do it later. Then it never gets done. No, we're doing them tomorrow. And we'll have plenty to sign in the future. Don't worry about it. It's not going to stop. But we're going to stop the destructive and divisive diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates all across the government and private sector and return our country to the merit system. You know, the Supreme Court ruled that the United States is allowed to go by the merit system, which is what made us great in the first place. That was a big ruling that a lot of people don't even know about, but it was a big, tremendous ruling. And you're focusing on character, competence, and qualifications in all hiring decisions. Now you're allowed to go by competence and ability and genius. You don't have to hire somebody to send up one of his rocket ships that doesn't know anything about what's happening. As a first step toward restoring transparency and accountability to government, we will also reverse the overclassification of government documents, and in the coming days, we are going to make public remaining records relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert Kennedy, as well as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and other topics of great public interest. It's all
Tell us what happened to Tupac.
Uncle Sam.
He's not gonna make inauguration, right?
Whoa.
Can he do that?
And I will direct our military to begin construction of the great Iron Dome missile defense shield, which will all be made in the USA.
Oh, what do we need it for?
And we will get wokeness the hell out of our military immediately and make it like it used to be.
There you go.
Take a look at this.
There you go. Oh, come on.
So we won 2 world wars with that. And that's the way it's going to be. The American people have given us their trust, and in return, we're going to give them the best first day, the biggest first week, and the most extraordinary first 100 days of any presidency in American history. To implement this historic agenda, I've assembled an all-star cabinet of patriots and visionaries and reformers who will fight for America, and together we will win for America.
Win what?
To restore the spirit of American armed forces, I have appointed Pete Hegseth as our next Secretary of Defense. Where's Pete?
Isn't that a news anchor?
Pete's here someplace. Where is he? Good
He's
job,
peeing.
Pete.
He's an American television host.
They like you, Pete.
He's a TV host? He's the Secretary of Defense.
They like him.
Yes.
To bring back integrity to our intelligence community, Tulsi Gabbard will be our next
There you
director
go.
of national intelligence.
There you go. That's good. That's a good one. Ex-military.
To make America healthy again, we will have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. To end the weaponization of our government and restore the impartial rule of law. Oh, this is so important. She's so incredible. Pam Bondi will be an outstanding Attorney General. She's going to do an incredible job. She will do an incredible job, and she's working with another person who's going to be unbelievable, at the FBI, Cash Patel.
His name is Cash? Like cash money?
Cash. Tango and
Tomorrow,
cash.
everybody in this very large arena will be very happy with my decision on the J6 hostages. Very happy. I think you'll be very, very happy. I would say about 99.9% in this beautiful arena. And by the way, I want to thank the owners of this arena. They are great. They're up here someplace in one of those beautiful boxes. And their team is doing very well, and Ovechkin is a great player, right? But I want to thank Ted and all of the owners for allowing this to take place. It was really great. And thank you. It's a hell of an operation, great place, fantastic arena. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, everybody. At Homeland Security, we will have a tough leader in Kristi Noem, and we will have an outstanding Secretary of Transportation in Sean Duffy, Congressman Sean Duffy.
He's Irish, by the way.
Great people. And we're going to win so much that Governor Burgum of the Interior, you know Governor Burgum, one of the best governors in the country, is in charge of Department of the Interior, and the hottest man anywhere in the world for energy. When I announced him, people couldn't believe it. You didn't hear of him, but if you're in the energy business, he's considered the absolute best. Mr. Chris Wright of the Energy Department. He's going to head up the Energy Department. He's the hottest guy, and there is anybody in the energy business. They said, I can't believe you got Chris Wright. And a man named Marco Rubio is going to be our great future Secretary of State.
Whoa. That guy's got a lot of...
Lutnick, a tremendous success on Wall Street, is going to be our Secretary of Commerce. They have to go through these drills, but they're going to. And I want to thank the Republican senators. They've been doing great. And John Thune has been doing a great job in moving the process along quickly. We're going to have a lot of them hopefully approved very quickly.
What
and
about
a very
RFK?
special woman, Linda McMahon,
Done it already.
is going to be
For
our
help.
future Secretary of Education, which we're going to be giving back to the states. Let the state run education.
There you go.
I said to Linda, Linda, I'm making you the Secretary of Education, but if you do a great job, you will put yourself out of a job because you're going to be sending it back to the states. And she's fantastic. And her staff, which has been largely hired, is fantastic. And all of the other leaders will come to me and they're going to say, do you remember I used to do this for fun? But it's really not fun, it's fact. Because we have to do some of best of, right? But they're going to come and say to me, sir, we're winning too much, sir. We can't take it anymore. We have to stop winning, sir. We can't do it. We're not used to winning in our country. And each one of them is going to say, every single one, sir, please, you're destroying our country. We're winning too much. Our country isn't prepared for this. They're not used to winning, sir. And I'll say, no, Linda and everybody.
So he's off
We're not
teleprompter.
going to
is what I'm
stop winning.
getting.
The people of our country want us to keep on winning, and we're going to go win like never, ever before. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing it, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is having a heart attack down here. Look at him. Uncle Sam is going wild. And they think I pay for these people. I have no idea who he is. All I know is he does. And there's Abe Lincoln. Thank you, honest Abe.
Is he tripping, or are there people wearing costumes?
I guess there's people wearing costumes.
But he looks like Abe. He's
there
probably
you go.
a little bit shorter.
Okay, good.
Abe was 6'6". He's a little bit shorter.
He just
about
called
a
you
foot
short on
Other than that, he's
television.
perfect. Thank you, Abe. In addition to the most talented cabinet ever assembled, and we're hearing things like that, we will be supported in our mission by countless wonderful American patriots. First, let me thank my incredible family, and I want to thank in particular somebody that headed up the Republican Party, along with Mike, the two of them, Lara Trump, who you saw before, who produced those two beautiful children. Lara Trump is unbelievable. She was the chairman of the Republican Party. And nobody ever said, oh, gee, it's a family member. They actually said, how the hell did you get her to do it? And she did a phenomenal job. We had a minimum of cheating. We watched them like a hawk. Where is Laura? Where the hell is she? But she did some job.
How do you not know where people are?
She wants to be nice and quiet. She's here someplace. Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much, hon. She's phenomenal.
Is that his daughter?
The job she did, and her son,
Granddaughter.
who was up. Didn't
Granddaughter?
they do a beautiful
How
job?
old
The
is
son
he?
And the daughter.
80.
How many young kids know that one? They don't know that one. But her husband is somebody I'm very proud of. He's doing a great job. He's been subpoenaed more than any human being in history, I believe. Every day he'd get a subpoena from
I think we're gonna be
Congress
here
on
till like
something
3,
all
bro.
Bullshit.
Yeah, off teleprompter.
Oh, he
again.
just said bullshit on TV.
A subpoena. He's got a PhD in subpoenas. But he did a fantastic job. And Don, you know all about Don, how he did. He's great. He's very popular too. He knows a lot about guns, I want to tell you that. We had, by the way, I have to tell you, we had great support from every gun group, including the NRA, which really worked hard. And Ivanka and Jared are here, and Tiffany and Michael are here, and Barron and my 10 incredible grandchildren, and another one coming through Tiffany.
That's a weird way to say
And of course,
it.
I want to thank our next
Coming through.
Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance. Wherever he may be, there's a lot of people. Wherever the hell he is, he's here someplace. It's a lot of people. It's a little tough when you say, where is he? You know, you got a lot of people in here. But J.D. Vance has been extraordinary.
Your mom is there,
He's
Bray?
got an unbelievable wife.
No.
The Second Lady of the United States, Usha Vance. So, Usha, thank you very much. Beautiful couple, great people. We're also pleased to be joined tonight by Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster. The Hulkster. One thing it's not.
Are you just gonna name everybody in the audience? Just everybody?
Do is stand up.
Steve,
There he is.
my neighbor.
He's great.
Good seeing you.
Frank, the janitor.
Wow.
He does an
We're all
amazing
great.
job.
Friend of mine.
Mike, the rail putter-upper.
He's a friend of mine
Good
for
seeing
a
ya.
long,
People.
long time. He did that thing on
He's a good guy.
Budweiser
Great
will
Please
never be
clean.
the same when he did
Pablo,
the
my
guy with the MAGA hat.
landscaper.
That was the commercial that everybody saw.
Please clean
Also
up
with
after
us
yourself.
tonight is a
Make it
great
easy for
actor,
Frank.
tremendously talented guy, John Voight, who's great, and a friend of mine. And Sylvester Stallone is here. Great guy. And you know, I got Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and John Voight to become ambassadors to Hollywood, California, to put it back on track. So they're all ambassadors. You have to refer to them as ambassador, Mr. Ambassador.
What?
And a man who's got an army of young people, Charlie Kirk, is here. And I want to thank Charlie.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, this guy. Don't believe the stuff.
debates
when
all the
kids
college
are liberal.
students.
They're not liberal. Maybe they used to be, but
Got
they're
it.
not anymore. You got to see how many people are for us. And I want to thank Megyn Kelly. She's been terrific. She's been really great. And Billy Ray Cyrus. And Lee
What?
Greenwood. Wow, has he been trumpeted? What a song and what a man.
I feel like
And you know,
credits
by
to
the
a
way,
movie.
these microphones. You see
Yeah.
the microphones? I said, what the hell are those microphones doing standing behind me? You're going to have a little special treat at the end of this speech. I don't want to tell you because you'll rush me off the stage. Get off the stage.
I know who it is.
But you have a
Who is it?
little special
Carrie Underwood.
treat. And I won't tell you, but let's put it this way. It's the people that 30 years ago had a hot song, never hit #1, hit #5. But 30 years later, it hit #1 week after week. And
Dixie
they're here to
Chicks?
sing. They're here to sing.
Dixie Chicks?
For you.
I don't know. They were talking about it on The View. They were saying that
You won't
Carrie Underwood's a
recognize them.
traitor.
They're slightly larger than they used to be, but that's the way life
So
goes.
interested. Please tell me he
We
does
can all
not
tell you,
not
that's the
call
way
women
life
fat.
goes. There's nothing we can do about that. Sebastian Gorka, stand up, Sebastian.
YMCA.
No way.
YMCA.
I don't know. I don't
He's
know.
been with me through thick and thin, right, Sebastian? Now he's with the administration. Thank you. Great guy. And again, I want to thank Elon for what he did in Pennsylvania. He worked so hard. He worked so hard in Pennsylvania. Great guy. And a man who is a champion. A man who took something from nothing. Everybody said, this is something will never work. It's too violent. But he understood people. He said they like violence, unfortunately, right? But a man who understood fighting better than any man ever. There's never been anything like this. What Dana White did with the UFC and building it into a monster sport franchise. So I want to thank Dana White of USC for being here. And Dana, you've done a job like nobody could have done. Thank you. A great guy and a friend of mine. A great friend of mine. He's a tough cookie. You want him on your side at all times. Every one of those people you want on your side. And we have dozens of other celebrities and everything, but we're going to get back to what we're doing. But I do want to say, in the audience, we have many governors, many senators, many members of Congress, and other distinguished guests. Far too many to name, unless you'd like me to name them. No? Do you want me to name governors, senators, and Congress people?
No.
I thought you were going to say that. Sorry, governors. No, but we appreciate all of the love that we've gotten from them. I'll tell you, our House and our Senate Republicans have been unbelievable, and the governors are unbelievable, the job they're doing. Of the crime-ridden cities, the top 25, every single one of them is run by a Democrat. Does that tell you something? We don't have problems in the Republican cities. Tonight, I also want to send our love to everyone affected by the terrible wildfires raging in California. We're praying for you all. We love you all. We're going to be there very soon. I'm going to go out there on Friday to see it and to get it moving back. We're going to get some of the best builders in the world, and we'll get it moving back. And I also want to pay my respects to the great people of North Carolina. You know, I won it every single time.
They were like forgotten.
They've been treated very badly. FEMA almost didn't know it existed.
Hurricane or something?
And
yeah, they got rocked when Florida did. Florida got help and North Carolina didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, because they ran out of money. Like the place looks abandoned.
Los Angeles better, more beautiful than ever before. We're going to get it going. We have the best builders in the world. It's the only people that could do it. Nobody else knows what the hell they're doing. And in 2028, the Los Angeles Olympics will be one of the great sporting events and patriotic celebrations in history. I was with Gianni, the head of the Olympics, and because of the wildfires, they're going to do a special job. They're going to
Doesn't Germany have the best architects in the world?
For the Olympics. And the opposite. Some people said, well, maybe the Olympics can't go there. It turned out just the opposite. They came to see me the other day, and the committee, and it's just the opposite. So the Olympics is great. And Johnny, for the others, you know, the World Cup, Johnny is the head of it. We had our top people, Wasserman. They all came in on the Olympics, and then I saw Johnny. And we got the World Cup, too. And, you know, it's only because they rigged the election that I'll be your president representing you there. You know, I got both of them. I got the Olympics, and I got the World Cup.
You know what is absolutely crazy? I have watched this already.
2026, and the other was in 2028.
Word for word. I've watched this exact thing.
I won't be your president.
This morning.
But then they rigged the election, and now we won, so I'm going to be your president.
Oh, this is the recap?
Yeah. I've watched this. I sent this to Matthew.
So, Johnny, thank you for the World Cup.
Oh.
And everybody, thank you.
It's over then.
We're going to have a great time. We have another thing happening. 250 years. A celebration.
I don't know.
Like no other. 250 years, and that's going to be taking place next year. So we have a lot of big events coming. And everything we do everything. We take it very, very seriously. But what do we do more than anything else? We put
it was last night.
America first.
Oh, I thought it was today.
So did I.
I was gonna say, Jay, there's a glitch in the Matrix because I've already seen this.
How much longer does he go then?
I have no idea.
This is day one.
This is day one. This is actually day -1. So
tomorrow I'll be representing you as your 47th.
All right, so who performs? Carrie Underwood?
I don't know. I thought it was Carrie.
And just in conclusion, together we're going to cut your taxes, end inflation.
Can we not fast forward?
No, it's live. It says live.
That's why I thought it was live.
Thousands of factories back to
It
the
says
USA,
live.
right where they belong, and that'll be done through tariffs and smart policy.
Oh, it's the Village
We will
People,
build
YMCA.
American, we will buy American, and we will hire American.
Nice.
I will end the war in Ukraine. I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War
Talk about
III from
vaping.
happening, and you have no idea how close we are.
Okay, so if we've all seen this, then great. We're done, yeah?
And give our police the
Yes.
support,
Okay.
protection, resources, and
Oh my God. Okay, I'm signing off. That's okay. God, dog.